Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie, and I am here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today's tip, we're going to be talking about composition, folks. And this I'm going to show you in a real-world application about how I plan out compositions, but this is kind of like an art school rule. This isn't new. I didn't invent this or anything like this. This is basically about the areas on a typical picture plane that the viewer's eye will generally go to. So I'm going to show you how I map out quadrants for where things are going to be located. And then I've got some real world examples of how focal point will be oriented in one of these particular spots. So the first thing that we'll do is we're going to find the center. And yes, I have no yardstick, so bear with me. Now, we're going to grossly mess up this canvas, but this is just for the purposes of making a point. So we're going to find the center line, go from one corner to the other. Whew. Marker smelly. All right, so a little janky, but it worked. All right, so there's our center point right there, the intersection here. So then what we would do is we would then divide the picture plane into thirds as well. So roughly, you know, here, roughly here, okay? So I'll line this up. And using our marker here to define that. Then we're going to turn it the other direction. And about right here. This doesn't have to be an exact science, folks. There's no need to have a stress attack about it. This is just approximate. Because your composition may not actually hit these points. These are just about quadrants and stuff for visual space. So if you're familiar with the rule of thirds, you know, we divided up our little space here. And what you'll notice is that you have your center right here in the center. But if you have been around the block a few times in the art realm, you will notice many times that when you have a subject matter that is oriented directly, rock solid in the center, and that the negative shapes all around it are fairly equal, it's kind of off-putting. It's a little bit dull, and you kind of like hyper focus on the subject because it's just kind of so blatantly obvious that your eye is supposed to be there. It becomes a little bit dull, and it's less about the composition itself. It's less about the environment that it creates, and then you just kind of like thud like onto this one spot. So what I like to do is take a look at my picture plane from a different point of view, and that is that, okay, yeah, here's the center, but this, if you divide the piece up into thirds, these are your sweet spots right here, like the 4 corners of success, right? So if you have a subject that is oriented to like this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner, where your focal point is right here in this quadrant, wherever those 4 circles are, you will have much, much more success compositionally. Now, I'm not saying execution, I'm not saying, you know, all that other stuff. I'm just saying that if you can orient to those particular areas, the viewer's eye is automatically engaged with the subject matter before they ever really recognize what it is. So they're actually forced to move around the picture plane to kind of figure out what they're looking at, because it's not duh, you know, right in the center. And this is true whether it's, you know, landscape like this, or if it's portrait oriented like this. It works the same way. Now, you will see a couple of examples here that I've provided of other demo pieces that we've done for different things, but where this exact technique is applied. And you'll see where the subject may even take up the whole space, but the primary focus is located in one of these four corners of success. And also be very, very aware if you have a predominant, you know, primary focus, and then your background elements are very, very secondary, that at least you have dynamic, interesting, negative shapes around that primary subject that are also challenging the viewer. So maybe, you know, if the focal point is here, maybe the subject, you know, runs like this, so you have a nice negative shape here, and then maybe it breaks off here, and so then you have a nice little shape here, and then maybe something really interesting is happening over here that draws you right into this focal point. So any of those kinds of things can be used to enhance the composition of your subject and make your entire piece much more dynamic and much more interesting. So take a look at the four corners and explore those and see if you don't find some extra success. So we hope that you enjoy.